Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. My name is Simran and I am a science teacher for class 7. Please stay with me for the next few minutes to understand how I teach. So before I start the topic, I would request all of you to do some breathing exercises with me so that we can reach to our topic. Please keep your both hands on your stomach and observe the movement of your abdominal region or the chest region while you take in the air and when you give out the air. So let us start. First we will take in a deep breath. Now we'll release it out slowly. We'll again take it a deep breath. Now we'll take it out slowly. Now if we have observed that while we take the air into our body, the chest cavity or the chest region of our body increased in the size because we did, and when we exhale it came back to its original size. So this is because the lungs present in our body regulate themselves in order to take in and give out the required amount of air. So today we are going to learn about the same thing, which is the breathing mechanism of humans, which is done and controlled by the lungs. So our topic for today is breathing mechanism of humans. And as we have just noted that one breath constitutes of one inhalation or one taking in of the air plus one exhalation or giving out of the air. We all know from the previous lessons that when we inhale, our body takes up more amount of oxygen. It takes up more amount of oxygen, while when we exhale, it gives out more amount of carbon dioxide because it is not needed. Right? So now we'll know that there are three main organs which help the breathing to take place in our body. First organ is the nostrils, through which we take in the air and we give out the air. So we have nose, which has nostrils. These nostrils take that air to a windpipe, which is a connecting organ between the nose and the lungs. Next we reach to the windpipe or the trachea. This is also called as the trachea. And then the trachea reaches into the lungs and delivers the air into that. Next we have lungs. So similarly, the air comes from the nostrils to the lungs while inhaling, and it goes back from the lungs to the nose while exhaling. So today we are going to learn about this whole process using a chart. Please stay with me. So, in order to understand how our lungs work in order to take in and to give out the oxygen, we'll be looking at this chart. Now, we have two sides of this chart. Side this includes the size of the lung when we inhale, and side 2 includes the size of the lung when we exhale. And these are all the changes that we observe during inhalation and during exhalation, which makes up the breathing mechanism of the human beings. So, if we observe these two lungs, then we will find that lungs on this side or during the time of inhalation are broader than the lungs on this side or during the process of exhalation, which are a bit less broader in size than this one. So, if we look at this part carefully, the air is coming inside the lungs through the trachea. This is trachea. And this time the ribs, this whole region of our body, all the important organs of our body are covered with a rib cage, which is a structure made by bones to protect all our vital organs. So this rib cage, which has lungs inside it, expand in size because they move out with the help of the muscles that are present in them. So these ribs move out. So when something is expanding in size, more space is created in the lungs or the chest cavity and more amount of air can be taken in. At the same time, we have a diaphragm, which is a muscular organ present just below our rib cage here. This diaphragm also moves a bit down in order to make more space for the air to come in. So just when we were breathing or when we were taking the air in, we noticed that this part of our body expanded. This is because the rib cage moved out and the diaphragm moved a bit downwards. It created more space in the chest cavity so that more air can be taken in. This is why we say that deep breaths are very important for us while we are doing breathing exercises, because it helps us to use less number of breaths while taking in more amount of air at the same time. Next, if we look at the time of exhalation, we will see that the diaphragm is moved up, or we can say it has come back to its original position, and the ribs are also moving inwards, means they are coming back to their original position. Diaphragm is moving up, so a lesser space is created. When the space is less in the lungs or the chest cavity, there is less space for the air to stay in, and when there is less space for the air to stay in, the air from the lungs will try to rush out of the body through the nose. So when we exhale, our chest cavity reduces in its size because it needs to push the air out of the body, which constitute mainly of the carbon dioxide. While when we inhale, we want as much amount of air to come in, and for that we need to create more space. This also has to do a lot with the air pressure and how the air moves from the high pressure to a low pressure, which we'll be learning in the next few minutes. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please stay with me and learn more about the breathing mechanism of human beings in the upcoming video. Thank you.